call to order. Pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. There is no one in the audience for public participation. Approval of the minutes. Can we approve all four of them at one time, or do we need to do it individually?
You can read them all off and then approve them at once.
Okay. Consider approval of the February 18th, 2020 Town Council and Planning and Zoning Commission joint work session meeting minutes. Oh, that was a long time ago. The second is consider approval of July 1st, 2020 regular meeting minutes. Third is consider approval of the July 13th, 2020 special meeting minutes. And the fourth is consider approval of the July 20th, 2020 special meeting minutes. Does anybody have corrections to any of those?
And Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I noticed on page 5, Jim Roberts is mentioned as attending and also not attending.
Page 5 of which?
Page 5 of the meeting minutes.
Okay.
At the bottom is in red is page 5.
It's the packet, page 5.
So, Jim, you had just your other body was here.
No other bodies. Says me that, but
Sorry, Harry, that was P and Z agenda packet, page 5.
That's
Yes,
the,
it's on the second line, planning and zoning commission. It's
Oh, I-
on council above and then had planning and zoning below.
okay, which is not correct?
Jim Roberts,
Yes, it's for the February meeting, so I'll have to confirm with Tammy or see if there's a video for me to correct that. I don't have that.
Do you remember? You were here for that. We had a meeting with the town council, a joint meeting.
I was not here.
You were not there. Then we need to
I can make that
make a
correction.
motion to approve with that correction.
make a motion to approve the minutes with the correction that Jim Roberts was not at the February 18th.
Second?
I'll second.
Don, second. All in favor? Okay.
Harry, that was a good catch.
Thank you.
Okay, question for Ed. Well, there's nobody here to speak. I was going to ask if there's somebody here to speak at the public hearing, but there's nobody here, so I guess that's a mute question.
You still need to open it up.
Oh.
Tim's there.
Tim is there. but
Tim,
he-
do you have anything to say about the church?
Oh, not the church.
Oh, no.
Okay,
Let's go ahead and go through the agenda. When we get to those items, we'll need to,
okay.
we'll handle them in a special way.
Public hearing to hear public comment and consider recommendations to the town council regarding an ordinance amending the town of Bartonville's Code of Ordinances, Chapter 14, Exhibit A, Article 14.02, Ordinance 361-05, zoning regulations by amending Chapter 12, Article 11.2, uses permitted for the town of Bartonville by amending an existing conditional use permit site plan for the operation of a restaurant and retail store located at 96 Macon Road, Bartonville, Texas. The property to be considered for the conditional use permit is zoned rural business with restaurant and retail store as permitted use by conditional use permit only. I was thinking that the church stuff was before the restaurant stuff. applicant presentation.
Yes, sir. This is Tim House. I see at the bottom of my screen, it says Katie. That's my granddaughter. So she's been using my computer. But I'm representing the Bartonville store and the owner of the store, which is Blue Pup Pub. And there are two things in our revised conditional use permit that we're requesting. The first is an addition of an outdoor deck area. We were approved in our original CUP for 960 square feet of back porch. We built, I don't have the numbers in front of me, something to the tune of 550 square feet of porch. When Corona hit and we were allowed to reopen after being closed for a month or so, we became very aware that a lot of people are sensitive and want to sit outside. So we quickly started to add on an additional deck, still within the amount previously authorized, but in a different configuration. And I apologize for getting things out of order there, but apparently it's necessary to revise this through you all to complete that deck. This would be an open air deck. You can look out the window and see it because I was almost done when Tammy called and said I needed to go through this process. The second item on the CUP that's being requested is to allow us to put a storage shed, I believe 8 by 12 storage shed on the property. The purpose of that, frankly, we've had to remove furniture and other things to comply with the social distancing. And we need a place to put these things other than stuck away in the corner of one of our dining areas.
This be a temporary shed?
It's not intended to be temporary. I'd like to do it as a permanent thing. And I will, let me say right up front, if the shed is an issue, but the deck is not, I'll gladly withdraw the request for the storage shed.
Okay, anybody questions?
The question I have has to do with a comment that you made in your letter about it appears that you are requesting cooking out there someplace on that back deck. Is that correct, Tim?
That is correct. It's not intended to be a daily cooking thing. I'd like to do a 7 by 7 covered area in the corner of that deck. And the purpose would be to allow the chef to have, cook burgers and various things on a grill out there. We wouldn't have any plumbed in cooking. It would just be movable, a grill or a hibachi table type of thing.
We had people, I don't know if that's where you were going with it, in Post Oak that were objecting to the back, I think when we originally talked about barbecue, objecting to the smell of barbecue, which I don't understand how anybody could object to that. Would this create any kind of smoke that would irritate the neighbors?
It should not at all. And as you recall, as a result of that initial conversation with the neighbors, we agreed not to do barbecue. Their concern was barbecue smell and smoke 24/7. We do still barbecue in our oven some, but we've heard no objections. It's not a consistent thing at all. And this on the patio would certainly not be consistent either and should not be an objection to anyone.
One of the things we do need to look at is the fact that the existing CUP precludes you from cooking outside. Item number 7 says, all food cooking operations and preparation shall be enclosed and inside the building unless conducted with equipment approved by the town council that is not offensive to the neighboring properties. All odors and smells and cooking emissions shall comply with state law air quality standards and will be enforced in accordance with state law by the Texas Commission of Environmental Quality and or the town. So that right now is already in your CUP.
Yes, it does. I think you're saying, and I agree with you, that it does allow cooking within the limitations specified there. And I believe a grill type cooker was one of the things that was actually specified as a thing we would do outside. I don't have the CUP in front of me right now, so I may be wrong on that. But I know we listed about 3 pieces of equipment as examples of how we would do outdoor cooking.
Well, the only way that you can do that would be if we altered the existing CUP, because it says it must be enclosed and inside the building.
Is there an unless there?
There is an unless there.
So the equipment that you're using would have to be approved by town council in order for you to do what it is you're wanting to do. I'm not trying to be sticky. Well, it's just in the existing CUP, so we have to address it.
I understand, and it may be my error, but my recollection is that we specified 2 or 3 types of cooking equipment that were approved as a part of the CUP, and I believe one which was described as a typical outdoor grill, like a residential grill, was one of the things that we had specified. But Ed, you probably have the old CUP in front of you. Am I incorrect on that?
I have the CUP, but I don't have the items. There's nothing listed here about what it says was approved. So we may need to listen to, or go back to the recording on that. But it says it needs, so if you have something in mind, then perhaps you can suggest it tonight, and that can be part of what the Planning and Zoning Commission considers.
That would be great. I'd be happy to do that. What we'd be looking to do on the back porch would be one of 2 things. Either just, again, a typical outdoor barbecue grill like you'd have in a residential backyard, or the second would be a flat grill cooking for cooking hibachi type of things. I'm sorry, I don't know what the chef calls that, but it'd be of the same general size. All of this would fit beneath this 7x7 shed roof that I'm proposing.
Actually I'm just curious. The request was for the real request is for the deck and for the shed, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And as far as the cooking equipment, he already has approval with town council approval. That's not our job, is it?
No.
Our
it
job
really-
is the CUP.
That's right. So the cooking is something the town council can approve.
Right.
So that's really what is supposed to be before the town council.
So from the standpoint of P and Z, since this is in the CUP that we're requested to alter, our request would be to look at the building and the patio, but not address this number 7 to the
But he's already got a,
to the council at all? Because this alters what the existing CUP says, the cooking part outdoors. It says, period.
I'm going to read the provision, paragraph 7. It says, all food cooking operations and preparation shall be enclosed and inside the building unless conducted with equipment approved by the town council that is non-offensive to the neighboring properties. All odors, smells, and cooking emissions shall comply with state law air quality standards and will be enforced in accordance with state law by the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality and or the town. So I think before you officially is the patio request and the shed request. And so the actual approval for the cooking items, we need to see what the town council approved. And then when this goes to the town council, assuming you vote it forward, then that can be addressed at that time by the town council.
Okay. So we don't have to touch this.
Correct.
So
That makes it
what was the actual difference?
there's a small dimensional difference on the patio
Yeah,
and the addition of the shed, correct?
And
Other
it's
two.
facing a different direction than it would have.
Oh,
Originally, it was going to be
Oh, okay.
this way, and now instead of, well, for lack of a better term, horizontal, and now it's going to be vertical instead. Size-wise is still within the initials, what went into the CUP and was our understanding. There's really nothing other
Oh, so
than
that,
just,
so the square footage is not changing actually.
no.
No.
In fact, it's still a little bit, Tim, isn't it a little bit smaller than what you initially was going to put in, we're going to put in there?
I intended for it to comply, but I believe it measures 12 square feet smaller.
Which is no issue for us.
I don't have a problem with it.
You can put that into the shed.
Yeah.
So where's the shed? Where was the shed gonna go?
Shed's right behind the building,
Oh, right next to the building?
right
Right here.
behind it. And next, right, you know where the old refrig is right by that, right behind that.
I don't have a problem with
I don't either.
anything. Anybody else have a question? Motion?
I make a motion to,
Hold it, we need to formally open the public hearing and go through.
Oh,
that.
okay. The public hearing is open at 7:22. There's no one in the audience. Is there anybody on
oops,
Zoom that has comment for or against this? I don't see anything. Is there anybody that's written in? So we'll open the public hearing. It was open at 7:22 and we'll close it 7:22.
somebody's gonna have to make a motion because I touched my iPad and I now don't know where it is.
Okay, a motion.
I'm backing up.
Yeah, I'll pull it up here. Because I moved mine also here.
Not too far.
See, this is why we need paper.
Oh, I'm sorry, I just touched it and I wiped the screen off. So
So I
Right.
will,
You have it?
yeah,
Okay.
I will go, I will make a motion requesting council to approve the amending the original conditional use permit to allow changes on the patio and the addition of the storage shed.
Second.
Second,
Who seconded?
Harry,
Lori,
Harry?
I don't,
Okay, all in favor?
aye,
Okay,
build on, Tim.
are you jogging to the end of the road and back yet?
I walked to the mailbox and back today, so I'm
Well, that's good.
gradually getting there. For those of you who don't know, I had some back surgery and I'm still just kind of recovering from it. Nonetheless, I want to thank everybody for working with me, and I apologize for getting the cart ahead of the horse, starting that deck before I got the official permission. When we started out, we really thought this COVID thing was going to be a couple month adventure, and now it's looking like it might be many months.
Yeah,
Thank you for cooperating. I appreciate it.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, back up.
Okay, Ralph,
Okay,
I have a suggestion to how to proceed here. For each of the next three items, since the applicant has requested a postponement, and so that the town doesn't need to re-advertise, I would suggest doing it this way. Read each item, then open the public hearing, but don't close it. And then after the public hearing is opened, Of course, if the commissioners want to talk about anything, they can, but don't close the public hearing, and then we can move, someone will need to move to postpone the item until the September 2nd, 2020 meeting.
Okay. Okay, item number 2, public hearing to hear public comment and consider recommendation to the town council regarding an ordinance amending the town of Bartonville Code of Ordinances, chapter 14, exhibit A, article 14.02, ordinance 361.05, the zoning regulations to change the zoning designation of Kincaid Lot 2R, Block A, approximately 10.9 acres, located from agricultural district to public, semi-public. The tract of land is located at 2200 East Jeter Road, Bartonville, Texas. The applicant has requested this item to be postponed to the September 2nd, 2020 meeting. Can I read all 3 of them and then open a public hearing
No, let's do them individually, please.
individually? Okay, I open the public hearing at 7:26. The applicant has requested this item to be postponed to the September 2nd meeting. There's no one here to speak for or against it.
I move we continue the public hearing until September 2nd, 2020.
Second, all in favor?
All right,
Okay, public hearing public hearing to hear public comment and consider recommendation of the town council regarding an ordinance amending the town of Martinville Code of Ordinances, chapter 14, exhibit A, article 14.02, ordinance 361-05, zoning regulations by amending chapter 5, article 5.2, uses permitted for the town of Bartonville by granting a conditional use permit to allow for a 130-foot monopole tower with 9 feet lightning rod with associated equipment within a 65 by 65 fenced and evergreen screened compound located at 2200 East Jeter Road, Bartonville, Texas. The property to be considered for the conditional use permit is the same property for which the zoning change from agricultural to public, semi-public is being requested. The applicant has requested this item to be postponed to the September 2nd, 2020 meeting. So I'll open the public hearing for this item at 7:28. So we need to
I
continue.
move we continue the public hearing until P and Z meeting, September 2nd of 2020.
Second,
I'll second.
Don second, everybody in favor?
Aye.
Okay, public hearing to hear public comment and consider recommendation to the town council regarding a site plan for Hemp Hill LLC being all of attractive land being described as Kincaid Lot 2R, Block A, Town of Bartonville, Denton County, Texas. The property is generally described as a 10.9 acre tract of land located on the south side of East Jeter Road, or commonly known as 2200 East Jeter Road, Bartonville, Texas. Applicant has requested this item to be postponed to the September 2nd, 2020 meeting. And we'll open the public hearing for this item at 7:29.
You got the line down.
I move we continue the meeting until September the 2nd of 2020 at the P and Z meeting.
Second,
I'll second.
Don second, all in favor?
Aye.
Excuse
Okay.
me a minute. And Ed, I believe you were the one that said this, so I don't know if something has changed. In item number, what is it, 3, where the request is to change from agricultural ag to semi-public, public. I was under the understanding that this did not fall under public, semi-public, Ed, and that you said it should be requested to change from ag to commercial because that pole thing is a commercial operation. Did something change since you told us that?
No, public, semi-public is what is the appropriate zoning for what they're proposing.
What changed?
You may be confused that there is a reference in the zoning ordinance to the standards that apply, and those standards are the rural business in the public, semi-public area or in the ag area, actually. But the zoning the zoning has to change first just for this proposal to start. Because
So it has to change to public, semi-public, and then if they would still want to do it, it would have to change again since it's falls under the commercial operation, like you said?
No. To be able to do this, it has to be rezoned from ag to public, semi-public. And then it can go forward under that. And so right now, it's not even zoned correctly for them to even proceed. If it does get rezoned, then the next item is for the CUP to be allowed. But as it's zoned right now, they don't even have an ability to get a CUP.
I don't see where, oh, I see the CUP.
So item 2 is to rezone it. Item 3 is to get the CUP. Then item 4 is the site plan.
Does everybody know what this is?
It's basically a cell tower, isn't it?
They want to put a cell tower, and where they're wanting to put it is right in the corner, in the far southeast corner behind Wolf Hill.
How close is it to the house?
On the map that we saw at DRC, you can see the houses.
Because
I don't know what the actual footage is from the houses, but there's several houses that are right there.
and they would have to have go to Board of Adjustments because they want to put it in both the south setback and the east setback.
Yeah.
Right,
So
so the first step under our processes would be for them to get a variance from the Board of Adjustment conditioned on getting the zoning and the site plan approval. So before you tonight at 6 o'clock was the Board of Adjustment meeting for that purpose. This matter also got postponed to September 2nd.
Where do they stand? Are they intending to be here?
Ed, can I talk
September?
about any new updates to the application? Is that okay?
Sure.
So they submitted a preliminary updated site location to be on the northwest corner of the church property. So right in front of the sports field, closer to the street. So the opposite corner, moving diagonally of where they
Oh, right.
previously proposed it.
Okay.
So they proposed it previously on the bottom right-hand corner. Now they're saying the upper left-hand corner. They're still in discussions. They haven't submitted a formal reapplication, if you will, but they're in talks of looking
are
at
they-
that.
Also requesting to be in the setbacks again.
So that location, I need to confirm with our town planner, but it appears that it would meet the 50 feet setback requirements from the front and the side. And it would meet the residential setback requirement of 2:1 of the height of the tower, which is approximately 260 feet.
So they still need to go get a variance first.
Well, not,
I don't know. We'll have
not
to
with
see what
that
they propose.
location.
You know, that location may get them out of the variance need.
Could you say that again, Ed?
It sounds like that location may obviate the need for a variance.
Yes, so because it meets the front setback, it meets the side setback, and it meets the residential setback.
Okay.
Sylvia, do you have any idea when they're going to submit that?
So they sent me an email today and they said that they were just in preliminary discussions. I'm assuming sometime next week.
Okay.
We'll cross that bridge when it gets here, I guess.
What's that?
We'll cross that bridge when it gets here.
Yep.
Yeah, the impact to your property is not worth what it does to you,
No.
the money you make from the cell towers.
So I guess they didn't
Impacted.
come up with anything with the
entrance.
water tower?
Maybe not. They're still in discussions.
Anybody have anything else? Then I guess we're adjourned at 7:37.
All right.
Thanks, Ed.
Thank you,
y'all.
Ed. Bye.
Yo.
Y'all have a good one.
7:37. I was just in there. It was nice.
Like,